Super Saiyan 2 should have been an exclusive form to half Saiyans.
Stinky!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new edition. I think we've only done this maybe one time, but we haven't done this at this time. Not saying today, presently. Obviously, anything I do going forth in the future is the first time I did it in the future. You know what I meant. But you see how that was brain rot? Well, we're actually going to the source of TSO brain rot. But not this time for the Reddit. We're going to the source of TSO brain rot, the Discord. Link will be in the description. Editor, sorry to make you do some work. And this time we are here with
Discord anime hot takes at fucking 4 in the morning.
If you dropped a spoiler, you probably were banned, so please hope you didn't do that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start reading some stupid. God Ki is the biggest waste of potential. Yeah, God Ki is, I see why you think that, because especially in a series where Gohan doesn't have God Ki, Piccolo doesn't have God Ki, Jiren isn't implied to have God Ki, but they're just fuck you strong. So like, what's the point? But I think there's certain niche moments to where it can be effective and it can still be effective. And I furthermore, I do think that story was really relevant for the narrative that it was needed to be in, with sensing the Zamasu, with the revival of F and the Battle of Gods arcs as bad as they are. And hell, even in the Tournament Power prelims, when Goku uses God Ki and they're like, fuck did that? Or I always like those moments where Vegeta and Goku are just randomly across the earth and then they feel the other turn blue, balls have needed, and they're like, oh shit, some real shit's going on. And they try and they kind of like lean into it. So there's ways they can honestly continue to develop God Ki. And I don't think that it's a bad thing that it exists. I do think it's a bit wasted. I don't get the Sage Mode analogy exactly, but it's kind of there somewhat. But I think it could be better for sure. I'm not going to sit there and disagree with that, but I wouldn't say it's the biggest waste of potential. I just think it definitely could be better. As much as One Piece gets glazed, there's one thing they never admit. Video games. My God, their games are dog shit. I have not played a One Piece video game. The closest thing I've played is Jump Force. I'm not going to lie. Watching them, though, I have to agree. This it's one of those things you don't even need to pick up the controller. Their games look horrible. We might make a series of playing bad games, and we can play some One Piece games one day. But yeah, there's a reason why for a while a sub goal in chat. Chat didn't hit the sub goal, YouTube, by the way. Go ahead, call them broke or something like that. Let me put the sub goal back on the screen for today. We had a sub goal when we were closing in on 3.5K to have a One Piece Elden Ring mod, and they failed to hit that bitch. So go ahead and slander them, please. Yeah, but I've heard their games are really, really, really bad, so fine. Jiraiya is the weakest Sannin, and that could be true, and that isn't even an insult, or even potentially not even a hot take. But I think the Sannin like perfectly triangle counters each other, and like they could all take each other in a fight given certain conditions in whatever the case may be. They're all insanely relative for a really, really obvious reason. They're even more relative than Team 7 in my personal opinion, just because Team 7, you could argue, I don't think anyone would argue, all are stronger. It's just a matter of like the checks and balances in the Sannin just go hard. Like you could argue that Tsunade would beat Orochimaru more times than not, but then Jiraiya dunks on Tsunade, but then Tsunade, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even think I used the rock, paper, scissors analogy the right way, but that's how I kind of view them. And it's not even just a definite of Tsunade always beats Orochimaru. There's certain conditions I definitely think Orochimaru would beat Tsunade and vice versa. So I think they all check out evenly. If I had to pick who objectively is the weakest, it depends what you value. Who would win more times than not in a fight, or who has like the weakest overall attack. In terms of the weakest overall attack, I definitely would say, unfortunately, it is Jiraiya. I think Tsunade just punch harder, and Orochimaru just has like a fuck ton of summon shit or something that he could probably do a more damaging move than like Jiraiya's fucking Omni-Dose big-ass Rasengan with Sage Mode. But then at the same time, Jiraiya has the Frog Song. I don't think either of them have a counter for the Frog Song. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Rock Lee has no cool fights. Okay, that's cap. Rock Lee versus Kimimaro and Rock Lee versus Gaara are indeed cool fights. We don't need to play pretend. I know sometimes people think I'm a Lee hater. I keep telling y'all, I'm the most public hater in my life, in my opinion, in the sense of I won't say I hate something, but when I hate something, it's not even flagrantly obvious. I double down and tell you I hate it. I don't hate Rock Lee, despite thinking that some of his fights, feats, whatever case, are overrated. They just are. Y'all thought he was faster than Pain, but no cool fights is nasty. He obviously has cool fights. Momoshiki is the best Naruto Boruto villain to see get dogged. By the way, what we're gonna do, editors, homework part 2, last assignment, promise. Do me a favor. Let's start making a counter for anime hot takes, right? And let's just have like a little, like shout out Team 4-Star when they have the little counter. Let's have a Boruto over Naruto counter. I want to see something. Let's see how many times there is specifically a Boruto does blank better than Naruto thing. I'm actually curious on if I'm dragging it or not. I just feel like I see it so much. In terms of a villain finally getting beat, Momoshiki is not the answer. It's Danzo. I think we're going a little crazy there. Momoshiki is one of the satisfying ones. I don't even know if it's more satisfying to see Momoshiki get beat than Ishiki, in my personal opinion, because Ishiki, like, Momo's a dick, but like at least Momoshiki's kind of entertaining and it's kind of fun to see when he wins in a way. Ishiki, if anything, was just like straight up, oh my God, I hit your guts. So I would argue Ishiki from Boruto. And even if that's wrong and somebody has Momoshiki, I definitely don't see how that's worse than Danzo. Danzo was a guy that, I mean, for all intents and purposes, we talk about overrated characters. People think Shisui would just be him of him's strongest in the verse if it weren't for Danzo. And I'm not saying that I don't think Shisui would have been cold either. The point is, Danzo's responsible for a lot of fucked up shit in Naruto. A lot of it. And it's very satisfying to see a character that was globally hated finally be taken down. It's definitely Danzo for me personally. Seeing Boruto with the flying Raji now, it was a missed opportunity that Naruto didn't learn it. He already got a lot of moves, but flying Raji in an OG series wouldn't have hurt. I mean, not gonna lie, this is gonna sound like Glaze. Naruto didn't need it though. He just didn't. He's fuck you fast anyway. And the way that Naruto fights with shadow clones and overwhelmingness via power of friendship thematic, kinda, in the sense of, the clones are literally there supporting him. Fun micro theme in my opinion. I think if he were to start just using the flying Raijin, sure, there's a cool scene where maybe he just like flying Raijin 100K clones on somebody's back. That'd be awesome. But reality is, it doesn't really kind of fit his fighting style. You know what I mean? It doesn't really like make sense for him. Not that it'd be a bad thing for him to have and use, but it just doesn't. It'd be a weird thing for Naruto to be using flying Raijin. Asta's the best MC of any anime in the past 15 years. Oh, I disagree. At least in the anime I've seen in the past 15 years, even if that includes or doesn't include old animes that I've watched late. But, I just disagree. Super Saiyan 3 and Blue should have straight up not existed. No, both are just rolled out poorly. I'm not gonna lie. Both are just rolled out poorly. Not existing is crazy. Super Saiyan 2 should have been an exclusive form to Half Saiyans.
Stinky! That's dumb.
I'm sorry, that's dumb. I see the rest of your take is around changing the transformations, but that's dumb. I'm sorry, that's dumb. I'm sorry to call you dumb, but it's dumb. Super Saiyan 2, after the legendary Super Saiyan awakened by a full-blooded Super Saiyan Goku, should be an exclusive form. And why is it exclusive? Because Gohan's the first one to do it? The Gohan didn't do anything earthly enough to make the form unique to him. If anything, that's already nipped in the bud because Goku, who yes is a full-blooded Saiyan, was the first legendary Super Saiyan in God knows how long, and he literally declares as he's the
Saiyan raised from Earth.
So there's no universe on that premise alone. I would say I honestly could yap it up on how stupid that is, but on the premise that Goku being the first Super Saiyan raised from Earth, as he directly states and we see. Then to argue that another Super Saiyan transformation, especially the second one, should be unique to halfling Saiyans, that's kind of ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense. What about Gohan should be so unique that from Goku, based on DNA, that that Super Saiyan 2 is this exclusive thing, and the next time they transform to Super Saiyan, if they ever transform again, will be that's just stupid. That's just genuinely stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Goku with 1, Gohan with 2, Goten with 3. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's see. Minato can be argued the strongest Hokage. Oh yeah, he can. I haven't read the novel. I'll probably read the novel soon one day. I'm putting this back in because I didn't do it just to reply, but Goku is a better father than Gohan, even with his childhood brain damage. Nah. Going dad for dad is crazy, but why Gohan? Like, are you trying to push up Goku so hard? Because Gohan's a great dad. I think the problem with Gohan, unironically, is sometimes he's seeking out to be so normal and great dad-like in terms of Earthling standards that he ends up putting the world and subsequently his family in danger. So that would be the argument for it. But in terms of Earth standards, I mean, straight up, yeah, Gohan's a better dad. Now, the Saiyans, I do think the reason why Goku is a great father is because people are trying to treat the Saiyans like Earthlings, and Goku as a Saiyan father is great for Gohan, who is a half Saiyan. Hell, he can turn
Super Saiyan 2 exclusive.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, no. I probably would say gun to my head, Gohan, based on Earth traditions alone, is just a better father. I think animation is being disrespected because of modern flashiness. Anime has definitely changed and gotten smoother, but not exclusively better. There are many fights I look at in older anime that I love than what we got in fights like Luffy versus Kizaru. Luffy versus Kizaru so far, at least. I don't know if they're going to get up and rematch, probably. But where I'm at right now, it's just, I mean, it looked good. It's cut up. The fight was interrupted a couple of times. So I think that's an unfair fight to say, yeah, this modern one is the older ones are better. It's kind of like we didn't even get to see the climactic ending of it, and if we did see a climactic ending of it, I don't think this will be the last time their paths cross. Kizaru isn't dead. Luffy is one tap after the fight. There's no way that that's going to be the payoff. They're both going to definitely fight again. Furthermore, I don't think that that's even the best fight in the arc thus far. I would say that the Luffy versus what's his name? Lucci Part 2, that was a good one, and I don't have any issues with that. Furthermore, if we're going to use Gear 5 as an analogy about this, unless you're talking about One Piece specifically, that's very unfair because Gear 5 is like in its own realm of how modern animation fights look. I would use like Jujutsu Kaisen, Solo Leveling. Hell, even the shit that's going on in My Hero Academia, that shit is insane. I've even thought about recording that for you guys. It's Gulag, so I'm not streaming it, but that shit's insane. But yeah, modern animation nowadays, I would say honestly is beautiful. I don't have too many complaints about a lot of the good modern animation, in my opinion. Now that you know Shikamaru, the Hokage, and Bort, you can argue he's better than Hiruzen, Kakashi, and Tsunade, maybe even Tobirama. He hasn't done anything yet to make me argue those things too significantly, you know? His reign has been terrorized by aliens, which is not necessarily his fault, but off rip, you could argue he's the weakest Hokage, which isn't good. Then, in terms of innovation, he's just a placeholder. So, I don't see how an argument you get him past all of these people. If anything, not to just completely disagree with you, dog, but I think that you got an argument for the worst, low-key. But there's some things that he's definitely stronger than. I think, or that benefit him. I definitely think that Shikamaru is just by far the best tactician and arguably the verse at best. Definitely in terms of Hokage when you limit the sample size. But yeah, Tobirama, racist as hell, he innovated so much for the village. Tsunade, I mean, literally put hospitals up. Hiruzen kept the Wheel of Fire going, even though I love shitting on Hiruzen all the time. And Kakashi, he was kind of like a pseudo Shikamaru role, but I mean, Kakashi had I forgot what he did. Damn, I'm on the spot. I forgot what he did. But you see what I'm saying? Like, maybe you get Kakashi, Maybe you get Tsunade. Maybe you get Hiruzen. Maybe you get Tomirama. I don't think you get all four and argue he's fourth. Sakura is overhated. She contributed a lot in the war. How is she supposed to know her two classmates are reincarnated? Sakura is overhated in my opinion, but she has hateable things, and I don't think the hate starts and ends with uselessness. I think the Naruto fans have, to be fair, evolved from just the Plague of Gripes video, have evolved from just Sakura's weak and useless. There's a lot of other things that people are calling out hating Sakura for. Case in point, the new one that's trending a lot right now is everybody's starting to realize what I talked about a couple years ago, which is, yeah, that bullshit she pulled off saying, Naruto, I love you. Yeah, that was a fuck you moment. I dead hated Sakura in that moment. I was like, what the fuck? Yo, that's fucked up, dog. Like, you know you don't. He knows you don't. And Naruto then goes on to have a goddamn heart attack, bro. So, like, yeah. She definitely has her hateable moments. But, I still agree with you. She's overhated. Despite me saying that she can be hateable, yeah, she's still overhated. There's still a lot of people that do have that, one-to-one. She's not as strong as Naruto and Sasuke, so she sucks. Yeah. Shiggy is a better villain than any other Dragon Ball villain. He's not better than Frieza. I had this discussion with my friends, and they put Frieza and even Baby as a better villain, but they don't even come close. He's not better than Frieza. But Shiggy's a fire villain. I think the reason why I think Season 8 is cooking so hard in My Hero, my hot take for that, is because Season 8, by design, is focusing on, in my opinion, easily the best characters in the verse. And that's not from a power perspective. I'm talking the characters and personalities, the extras in 1A. I think these are the more fleshed out extras in 1A getting screen time. I think these are the more fleshed out mentors and random villains that are on the screen. Obviously, All For One, Shiggy, Deku, and Bakugo. All Might, even without his quirk. I think there's too much focus on the good parts of My Hero that's making the season blow every other season out the water, in my opinion. And it has to end well. If it ends badly, people are going to do that. And we know how people are with anime endings. They're never good. So I'll use my 2 brain cells and come up with my own deduction. But yeah, I would definitely say that in this moment in time, My Hero Season 8 is on fire, and Shiggy is a fantastic reason for that. I don't think Shiggy's better than Frieza, though, and I don't even think that's like a crazy thing to say. Baby, you could debate. Cell, you could debate. All these other things. Shiggy's a fire villain, though. That's the point. Just based on Two Blue Vortex, so far, Two Blue Vortex is using side characters from Port better than... Oh, here we go. That's 2. All right, here we go. The side characters from Bort better than Nart. I definitely agree. Nart suffered from trying to give everyone relevance in part 1, then not killing them. So in part 2, they were just there and irrelevant, but you've used a good amount of part 1, making us fall in love with Choji, Hinata, Shino, Neji, Lee, just for them in part 2 to either A, literally be off the screen, or B, be insignificant. So, yeah. But I think Boruto, what it was doing really well is anybody who's on the screen has their level of significance. There's nobody just wasting my time. But then again, that may be just a manga thing versus an anime thing. This is not thought out yet. Fuck. Naruto being the reincarnation of Indra actually makes him more impressive because that means he managed to overcome the cycle of hatred, meaning destiny and fate doesn't exist and that he was wrong. This is my 3rd time reading your shit, so I got to watch out for you now. But, yeah, no, I 1,000,000% agree. You're a person that paid attention to the story, and I'm honestly proud of you. I hate to be a know-it-all. I really do. I get a lot of you guys say, no, Neji was right. You're just wrong. I like literally 1 + 1 is 4, but fuck it. I really like the number 4, so today I'm right. It's just objectively wrong. If Naruto being a reincarnation destined to fight was destined, and if Neji was right and people live because they're born that way, and Naruto was born a way to eternally fight and kill Sasuke or die to Sasuke, him not doing that, sorry to add 1 + 1 here, him doing that automatically GG's it. They don't like that point. They just talk about how he's strong as shit. It's such a lazy take. Again, doesn't fuck your heads up. Sad that this is a hot take to some people still to this day, but My Hero is a great anime. Yeah, season 8's cooking. I'm a very big advocate for season 8, but I can see there's definitely flaws with My Hero, and I can see some of that turning people off. Especially, like, for example, the Smile for Airy arc, whatever the case may be, that was just that was an arc, dog. I'm not even gonna cap. I don't get people who want Straw Hats like Frankie, Brook, Chopper, etc. to have Haki. They have already shown to be able to defeat plenty of enemies without it post time skip, and would rather they get an interesting power up like Nami got with Zeus. That's more interesting than Frankie just having. That's more interesting than Frankie just has ornament Haki now. For side characters, it makes sense to give them more interesting power ups, so we are already invested. So we are interested in their fights more. Although I agree with them, Although I agreed with them. With Usopp, he need to learn how to use observation Haki because it's been established. Yeah, if I had to go Straw Hat for Straw Hat right now, Jinbei already knows how to do it. Luffy knows how to do it. Zoro knows how to do it. Sanji knows how to do it. We're good with them. Frankie, don't think Frankie needs Haki. Frankie can just get more technological upgrades. He has literally Dr. Vegapunk. I agree with this is Buck here, so I agree with you there. Brook, it made sense for Brook to have it. I'm not pressed for a Brook to have it, but I do think at some point Haki's such a base thing that you see 4 people in your crew have. Brook's personality, it would kind of make sense for Brook to be like, how do you do that? Or I want to learn how to do that. I think Brook is in the middle. I think Brook is in the middle for me. So if you want to say, for the sake of argument, I agree with the masses on Brook. Chopper, I don't think needs Haki. It would be kind of weird. Chopper would just be kind of weird. Chopper, respect to ChatGPT, who thinks fucking Beast Chopper beats the entire Straw Hats. That was a funny recording. I don't think it went on the channel, but no, I promise you scripted the right way. ChatGPT will just have Crash Out Chopper beating the fuck out of Luffy. But yeah, I don't think Chopper having Haki makes too much sense unless you want to give him full-blown mastery of his beast form. And then the next step is giving him Haki on top of that. That's kind of the furthest I go. Chopper doesn't need Haki. He's the doctor. Y'all have told me several times, you gotta keep the same energy, yo. Y'all told me several times whenever I'm dunking on Chopper, yo, he's just the doctor. Let him be the doctor. Let him find out ways that he can control his body a bit better outside of Haki. I think Haki is too much of a combat expert thing. Obviously, you don't need that to be the exact case because we're going to mention somebody who I don't think is combat sound at all that might have it. Spoilers. That should have it. Spoilers to what I'm saying. Sorry. So yeah, I'm with the guy for Chopper and Frankie. Brook, I'll stay with the masses. Robin, I'll stay with the masses as well. I think Robin should at least have some variant of it, just because Robin, not saying he still is this Ultra Lord powerhouse, but Robin was never shown to be pussy. That's kind of why I got on her head about it. That's why I was like, yo, Robin need to get in the field. Robin need to get in the field at one point because Robin was just on some shit like, yo, you actually have a broken fucking quirk. It'd be nice if you could have the hands actually have some more bop with it. Or even observation Haki for Robin. One of the two. I don't think how Robin deserves fucking conqueror's Haki. I'm not crazy. But whether you want to go armament, I don't know how to say it, right? Exposed. Or observation. I could see Robin having Haki. I could see Brook having Haki. But I can even kind of see Robin not having it because the same way Chopper's just a doctor, she's just the map bitch. I'm playing not the map bitch. She's just the poneglyph bitch. Let me stop. That was cringe. Whatever. Who's left? Is that everybody? Who am I missing? Oh, Usopp should have Haki though. Usopp should have Haki. 1,000,000%. Wavy, Code Geass is awful, and liking/recommending a show purely based off the strength or 1 or 2 moments is a stupid idea. I love the concept, but I'll take Death Note over it. Wow. I've only seen season 1. Maybe this is bait for me to actually tighten up and watch season 2. Code Geass has way more than 1 moment. Wow. Nah, dude. Lelouch is awesome. If the Straw Hats had add an 11 member, it should be Bonnie instead of Vivi or Yamada. If Vivi becomes a fucking Straw Hat, I don't think I could watch the show anymore. I think that's it. I think Hima dying does it for me and Bort. I think Nezuko dying cooks me in Demon Slayer. I think we found it in One Piece. I think we found it. If Straw Hat Vivi is in every fucking arc, sailing along with Luffy, surviving death matches, calling Luffy stupid, in the openings every fucking arc, I can't do it. I know, and chat's already saying it now. Like already, she's pseudo Straw Hat. No, I'm not talking about that shit. Basically, damn near anybody Luffy's interacted with just reps the Straw Hats. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like we ranking the Straw Hats, chat, and Vivi's a name that comes to no. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We don't have to be coy. We don't have to be stupid just to get the takeoff. We talking about that. No, I couldn't do it. That'd be it. Chatty's burner can't talk in general, so here's his take. Ace caused his own death, and Doflamingo is a top 5 villain in all the big 3. Second one's probably true. I'm not gonna lie to you. Doflamingo's fire. The first one, yeah, that's true. That's a cold take though. First one's a cold take. That's not even a hot take. Yeah, everyone knows Ace caused his own death. That's just a fact. He literally goes back. Like I honestly misremembered it in a previous hot takes episode where I was like, you know, like I think in the struggle losing your guy, ooh bang bang, cool scene is what it is. It was kind of tragic. No, I completely forgot the fact that Akainu Hall of Fame gaslit instigated him to dying. No, that's 100% his fight. 100% his fault for sure. And the second thing, I don't even think that's a hot take. I think a lot of people that's watched all 3 and don't hate any of them probably would say this is true. If not, he's just outside of it. Doflamingo's definitely top tier. Usopp needs a damn gun. That would be fun. But I could see him just keeping us slingshot and the other fucking weapon. I think if you're not gonna give him a gun, give him unique weapons like how you've kind of given him. The issue is it's kind of getting played out at this point. That's why they're not even doing it that much. Let's see. Goten and Trunks should get a unique power-up or transformation in the future. You gotta build the personality first. Gohan's transformation has personality attached to it. Piccolo's has personality and lore attached to it. Broly, same thing. Trunks, you see why it's bad? Kawaki's relationship with the MC is on par with Sasuke's relationship with the MC. Might even be better. Oh, here we go again. All right, cool. I also think instead of focusing on more taijutsu and giving him the ability to erase, they should have made it so where jutsu was incorporated into taijutsu. That would be fire. Yeah, that would be fire. And finally, my most controversial take, YouTube chat over Twitch chat. Ooh, this is tough. YouTube chat got some very high highs and very low lows. YouTube chat, high of YouTube chat, one, the amount of viewership and activity. There's some times where Twitch chat is just dead. YouTube chat is never dead. And I'm talking even when it was members only. There was only one time where it really went down to the point where I thought I lagged off. But on the flip side, YouTube chat apparently is all-time bad self-control. And that actually tracks consistently. That tracks even into the Jeopardy game. Yeah, YouTube chat puts the mods in hell. So, yeah. You're not live at 5 a.m. on YouTube. That's also fair. And my YouTube following has like 4 times the amount. So that's fair. But yeah, YouTube chat lacks insane self-control. So that's honestly a debate. Who is a better chat, in my opinion? I think I value a chat that lets me do whatever I want. I'm terrified of the day I go live on YouTube and it's not bored. Y'all hate when I yap. I don't know. Hey, YouTube chat hates when I'm not on subject. I don't know. So 2-1 Twitch so far. Hey, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. Take this with a grain of salt. But Himawari should have been the main character instead of Bort. Oh, 1,000,000% agree. You're a man. I don't need to read anything else. I don't need to read anything else. He's just right. He's just right. Bro knows ball. Next. In terms of filler, oh, okay, I'm cooked. I truly think One Piece has some of the most creative use in fillers due to the world already being about sailing around the world. Okay, yeah, conceptually speaking, One Piece should have some of the best filler arcs. One Piece, Dragon Ball, And who should have fire filler? One Piece, Dragon Ball, Hunter x Hunter, like in concept, should have really good filler. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, though. I'm not gonna lie. Catching up to One Piece, I did not sit there and watch all the filler. Pokemon fire filler, actually. Pokemon has really good filler. But yeah. Okay, you have a lot of takes, but this one says faction, so it's more TSO related. Let's get some of these in here, editor. Bleach fans be the most insecure faction when you bring up valid takes, like the main cast is the worst of the big three, which you cannot dispute because Chad is there. Or that the series focuses on shit you do not care for long stretches. And that waiting for that last argument and the waiting for the last arc argument is weak. Yeah, if I had to choose which reaction, okay, so let's really talk ball. If I had to sit here and choose which reaction do I sit there and watch, knowing that anything I say can and will be used against me, he's low-key right. I don't know what it is. I can sit there and make fun of Asta being loud. I can sit there and go on the fucking tot from Asta. Y'all don't care. I don't Fire Force. I can say, oh, this is cool. I guess y'all don't care. I can sit there and meme One Piece. Y'all don't care. And there was points in time where y'all kind of did care for One Piece, but I mean, it's been 1,000 episodes. It's a long journey. But for the most part, One Piece fans at some point, they were just like, oh, he doesn't hate the show. Cool. Y'all don't care. Nart, Dragon Ball, obviously you don't care. Goon, y'all know I love Goon anyway, but y'all don't care. JJK, same thing. Y'all don't care. For some reason, I don't like how Ichigo's hairstyle looked in this one scene of Bleach. Yeah, man, just drop the series. It's insane to me. I don't know why. Bro. Y'all niggas get pussy tight on anything I say in Bleach, dog. I don't get it. I don't. Mind you, I keep having to reaffirm to you guys, I don't hate Bleach. Here we go again.
I don't hate Bleach,
But my God, he's definitely right. I think my editors will even agree, too, that, yeah, I can't say shit about Bleach, or it's just, oh, fuck. Niggas are tight and they got the series. Goon, Solo Leveling, and JJK are the top 3 series you react to that doesn't have an episode that drags. Ooh. I mean, I think that's just by design of their shows. Not much, if any filler that I can recall. In terms of what would do well on YouTube, a lot of moments that you don't need to watch the entire series payoffs happen. And that's not even the fact that there aren't payoffs within the story that happen as well. But it's a very easy hyped anime. Those are 3 very easy hyped animes, or at least 2 of them. Goon is just funny. The other two, they're very easy to enjoy, easy to watch, sexy to the eye, and it's just really, they're like some of the cooler animes, I guess, per se. It's like Cool Kids anime trio you just got up there. Let's see. Okay, this is interesting. I think I just read yours. But Luffy with Gear 5 could beat all the other Straw Hats together. He's that strong now. Damn. Because I know there was a point in time where I thought Zoro caught up, and then I realized how fast I was wrong. You're probably right. Yeah, Luffy with Gear 5. Granted, he has to lock in. You have to kind of, maybe the argument is you got to plug a controller in. Maybe you have to plug a controller in because he can't do dickhead shit. The Straw Hats, if anything, Zoro and Sanji, especially Zoro, has shown stamina. They can sit there and not die to one hit and then just wait it out, knowing Luffy's memeing it up to the point. They also would be able to get a couple of shots because we know how One Piece fights typically go. So if they can land a couple of key blows and stall Luffy out long enough, the Straw Hats might be able to finesse it. But outside of stamina, in terms of pure power, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Let's see. The best part of Kawaki Naruto Next Generation was a fight between Naruto versus Momoshiki. Uh-oh. The inverse. Here we go. We saw Naruto easily makes Kawaki Vanishing Rasengan into a supermassive Rasengan. I'm pretty sure that Rasengan was the strongest ever, but then the adopted son Bork got the strongest version, Uzuhika. Yeah, this might still be the peak. I'm not gonna lie. Nart still might have the peak moments in Bort because his moments are really good. But I'm not gonna down that tool. I'm not going to be down this. He didn't reply, but I did see this. Boruto would be boring without the scientific ninja tool. Yes, it would. The Cell Saga has a massive plot hole that's outrageously Mickey and bad. How does Cell survive losing his entire top half when even Piccolo needs his head in order to survive? Yeah, it's definitely Mick. Nobody's going to argue that it's Mick, that it isn't Mick, but they kind of explain it in a sense that, it's not Cell pointing to his fucking nucleus in his head. It's the fact that, if there's a cell left, he good, mud. And they double down on it. So I think it was just one bad line of dialogue. I'm not saying it's not a plot hole, it is, but one really bad visual and or line of dialogue kind of is straight up misleading into how you defeat Cell. Because you did think when he taps his head, as long as this is intact and you blow his fucking head off, GG's. But yeah, cool, whatever. Gear 5 beats Himawari, yeah, whatever. Boo Saga is overrated. There's a lot of people that don't like it. Sorry to speed run those. Daima shouldn't get a season 2. They should focus on giving Super 2 a better treatment. I agree. I think Daima can come back, but two things can be true. The main focus should be, hey, are we ever going to reanimate the manga? And if we are, let's do that. Yes, we need a Jocko OVA. All right, let's get to Mel's take. This is more gaming than anime, but new Pokemon games are still very good. People only hate them because there's no nostalgia attached to them. People forget that Pokemon is still an anime series primarily aimed for children, while adults can enjoy them too. Even back then, during the Pokemon Emerald, Diamond, Black, and White, the games were considered very behind graphically, and people hated games like X and Y when they came out, but now it's glazed. That's insanely true. I'm not even agreeing with Mel because that's my homie, but I'm not gonna lie. She definitely cooked with the regards of X and Y. A lot of the DS games initially got shat on. I think Platinum was the first one that everybody was like, oh no, this is fire. But like when people were sitting there, and even still right now, Glazed Diamond and Pearl, I'm like, what? Diamond and Pearl are so okay, and then Platinum is this all-time game. There's a reason that Platinum was redesigned in the way it was redesigned, with really harping on the Cyrus thing, with a couple of points in Hell with Giratina, all these other things. Because Diamond and Pearl, story-wise, was very... Diamond and Pearl was pretty cool. Now, to address the problems with a lot of the new games, I have two. One, sometimes the graphics are shit, and simple is easier for a lot of people to accept. Like Moving Mountains, Scarlet and Violet has a lot of bugs. It's really a modern gaming issue. A lot of games can seem incomplete, and Pokemon is no exception to that rule. And then two, I relatively think that these newer games are rather easier. There's some that are harder, but these newer games are pretty easy. Like, I don't like watching Brilliant Diamond and Pearl. I knew I didn't want to buy that because, hey, game, if I'm supposed to lose a fight, I'd like to lose the fight. But instead, my Pokemon didn't want to give up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would be cool if that didn't exist. But no, overall, though, I agree. I think nostalgia is a bitch, and Pokemon being a nostalgic series requires nostalgia for a lot of people to accept it. But there's some things that are still loved. It's not black and white. But gun to my head, I would say I overall agree with you more than I disagree. Because take like what's a higher highlight? The rival that was in Scarlet and Violet. I think she's a fantastic character. One of the best characters in a long time. I think she is a fantastic fucking character. I cannot remember her name right now. Green hair girl in Violet. Anyone remember her, bro? Green hair girl in Violet. What's her fucking name? She's fire. She's fire. Fuck. Nobody in chat got it. Whatever. But yeah, I think there's some things that the modern games do well. Nimona, yes. Nimona is fire. Nimona is a fire character. Anime and music take. Comparing the rap to the anime big three. J. Cole's Bleach, commonly ignored but considered good. Kendrick, One Piece. Glazed, hella glazed, holy shit. Drake, Naruto. Safe pick, but has many pros and cons. You might actually have got him right. Even though J. Cole is my favorite one, I think J. Cole has the best music. Yes, I am a J. Cole fan. You might have got it right. Because you're weird for being a Cole fan between the two, because the other two are so uberly popular, played in the club, et cetera, et cetera. Kendrick fans now, back then I would argue it was J. Cole's One Piece and Kendrick is Bleach, but it's switched due to the rap. Due to the beef. And yeah, I think a lot of the modern day Kendrick fans are just fake Kendrick fans. So you lost an authentic fan base. In exchange, you got one that's just, they not like us. They not like us. It's fucking whatever. That's man, one of these days I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna just have a stream dedicated to telling you all how Kendrick, who has not peaked by any means, but just has way better tracks, like way better songs, but not like us as a generational track drop. But in terms of like enjoyable music, Kendrick has an insane fucking depth that you niggas didn't fathom until it was cool to fathom it. Drake was always Naruto. Nobody should ever disagree with that. Most popular name there in Western America, if not the world. And yeah, has pros and cons. Yeah. I think this is right, and it's just depending on the year. Right now, I would say Kendrick is One Piece and J. Cole is Bleach. I agree. Now or Never is peak. Yeah, that's a 2K classic. And last and certainly not least, to end the video, not gonna lie,
The Scientific Ninja Tools is the plot of Bort.
1,000,000%. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Discord Hot Takes. Are they dumber than Twitter? Are they dumber than YouTube? I don't know. Up to you guys to determine. Take care, stay blessed. Comment below why I'm right or wrong.